Welcome back to This Our Daily Life, guys. I'm your host, Ashley, and today I have another book review for you. So my sister, Rachel, had been raving about this book for like months. So I finally have time to read it, and I read it within like maybe 2 or 3 days. And I tried to just make a goal for myself because reading has gotten harder for me. It never used to be hard, and now it's harder for me. So I set page goals for myself, and then by the time that I got to the end, it was just such an intriguing story, I had to finish it. So this is called Moonrakers Bride. I don't know if you guys can see that. There we go. Really great story. This was written in the 70s. It was actually written by a guy. His name was Peter O'Donnell, and then he took the pseudonym Madeline Brent, which I always find it fascinating to just see what people's pen names are, like why they choose to either have a masculine or feminine one. But this is like a, it is a romance, but it's more like a mystery, which I like those more. But this was a really interesting story. So basically what happens is there's a young girl who is named Lucy, and she lives in China. She is about 17, and this is during, I would say, maybe like the mid to late 1800s. And then she is basically in charge of this little orphanage, and kind of by default, because the person who is running the orphanage is very sick, and Lucy's been taking care of the kids for a few years. And then she is having to resort to stealing in order to get funds to get food to feed the kids at the orphanage. So she goes out and she meets this man named Robert Falcon, who he draws this picture on the wall right here of this man named Mr.Sabine. And he tells Lucy, like, watch out for Mr. Sabine. He's, like this kind of evil man. And then Lucy ends up getting caught for stealing, goes to prison, meets Mr. Sabine in prison, and then they end up getting married that night because he says to her, I have basically all this money in this land that it won't go to anyone, and I would like for it to go to you, and we can get you out of prison. So and he was going to be executed the next day. So they get married. She thinks he's executed, and then this whole saga unfolds where she ends up going from China to England and ends up staying with not Robert Falcon's family. She ends up staying as neighbors to Robert Falcon's family. And then this whole thing is just kind of filled with intrigue, and I'm not going to give the ending away, but certain people die and certain other people have not died, and it's a really good story. So I definitely would recommend this. This is probably like a 4.7 out of 5. So this was a really great book. So I will give you guys the link in the description for this. And then I have a few other videos that I'm getting ready for you guys. One of the things I just wanted to say really quickly is during this time where there's a lot of uncertainty and things are like in my story that I posted for you guys the other day, there's just we're having longer times now where they're saying everything is on lockdown. So one of the things that I would really encourage you to do, if you've not done this already, is get some soil, get some seeds, and start getting your skills. So for myself, I'm a little bit limited because I have my back problem, but with my family and stuff, I'm already kind of like a homestead person at heart, and so are my siblings and things. But if you don't have any of those types of skills, I would just really encourage you to start looking into, what are some things that you can make from the things around you. Like if worst came to worst, what would you do? Have a plan. It's not about being afraid, but it's about having a plan. You don't want to be, a sitting duck if something goes wrong. So anyway, I hope you guys are still enjoying your time at home. I am super excited is it tomorrow or the next day? Today. Okay, so on the 1st, and this is not an April Fool's joke, but on the 1st, I will be posting a video for patrons only. So if you guys would like to see that video, sign up for Patreon, and I hope we have a more successful couple of months here. But while you guys are at home, work on your skills. I will show you guys how we prepped for our food and everything, because I think that's another important thing to know how to do and prep some healthy food. So, and it doesn't have to be really hard. You don't have to go out and buy a bunch of freeze-dried food. It's fine. So anyway, but blessings and prayers to you guys all. And if you're looking for a good story, Moonrakers Bride is a great one, so you can get that from Amazon, or I'll see if I can find a PDF. I'll see. So have a great one, guys. Bye bye.